What is up, everybody? Gotta mute my second mic there. Welcome back. We are back with another day of modded Minecraft, all the mods 10. We've done a couple things since the last time I streamed, so I do want to walk you guys through that. However, most of them you will see in videos coming up. So first things first, let's get in here. So I want to show you all a couple things. Number one, when we streamed last, we had kind of just set up our little bee empire in here. So I'm bigger. We're going to pull that out because I don't care about it, and it makes it kind of inconvenient. We'll cover this in a second, but I do have to wait for that effect to wear off. We added some upgrades. As you can see, we're getting a lot more combs. We get a lot more powered centrifuges here. The reason for that, 3, 2, 1, is because all of these have been upgraded with the max upgrades. So we spent a large amount of time AFKing to get all of those. And now we're at the point where we're collecting a lot of the draconic chunks. So whenever we expand this, we'll be able to add all of those omega upgrades into all of the beehives, and we'll get a whole ton of combs pretty quickly. So we have done some work with the bees. Second thing, we started occultism. We had to do some of the basic stuff to get a crusher and a demonic wife. She says hello. That was all including Evilcraft to get some of these potions set up for a potion filter. We tried to make some incredibly strong potions on these potion filters before realizing that it was going to be capped at level 4. So that is a thing apparently. And the video on how to do all of that is going to come out probably Saturday, I think is what I'm thinking. That's the plan, unless I change something. We got the potion filter set up with some potions in it, got some stuff done in occultism. We set up an extra thing for ours over here to make one of the extra essence things that they have in there. So all of that was fun. And most of that is included in either the video that went out today or the video that will go out on Saturday. Get that thing running real quick. Get all of the members' names rolling. Today, I wanted to spend most of the time that I have streaming focusing on Mekanism, because it's the one thing that I often ignore and choose not to do anything with until it's like too late. And what I really want to do is get that rolling sooner rather than later so that we have a good start for when we actually need stuff like the antimatter pellets. So I'm going to make a little bit of an area over here. We're going to hook up our ME system over here. And we're going to try to just get this rolling with an infinite amount of whatever we need. For the mechanism stuff. I think most of what I'm going to do, I'm having trouble automating with power pattern providers. Day 200. Where do we see day 200 at? I did get some of the mechanism stuff, like the basic stuff automated with pattern providers. Like the metallurgy confuser is all automated with this. And so it knows to send the correct amount of reinforced alloy with obsidian dust, whatever the rate is for that. And so it always just dumps it into here. And I did the exact same thing with these processing patterns as well. Probably shouldn't be hooked up there, but it is. Day 200. What's day 200? Maybe I'm totally missing. Is that what day the server's on? Did that show up somewhere? Or did I... No, it says day 13. This is 13th day of me streaming. All right, so what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to start with the quest line for Mekanism. And we're just going to start working through that stuff. think I got them both. Oh, I see. Use a chest. I was putting a pattern provider directly in the machine via pipes through a chest. Misclicked my pad. Yeah, no problem. No, it's all good. Yeah, so you sort of, I do that with a lot of them because it's very difficult for the pattern provider to push like a bunch of stuff to one thing at once, especially if it doesn't have like some auto export or you do import. So I just have it shove everything into the chest. And then the chest knows to route everything here. And then this is set with an export to output everything to the pipe on the left back into the pattern provider. But the chest sort of just acts as like a medium for that. I do that with a lot of different things, like my routers that I use for automating mystical agriculture seeds. It all pushes into a chest and then I filter it out. Yeah, no problem. I hate Mekanism. I'm going to shoot straight with y'all. I don't like, it's not my thing. But I know I've got to do it whether I like it or not. So we're going to get into it and see how much of it we can get set up as automated as possible. I think we'll probably have to add a couple seeds. I don't remember what all we need seeds for, but I know we need at least some of it. Okay, so to start, pressurized reaction chamber. That should be pretty easy. Pressurized. Chamber walls, pressurized reaction chamber is what I'm looking for. Like I'm gonna have to make a pattern for that, but I should have all the stuff. Most of it. It needs an enrichment chamber, which I have all the stuff for. And then a dynamic tank, which is very easy to make. Yo, what's up, Casp? How's it going? How are we doing today? How are all y'all? Been a good day? I don't know if y'all seen any weather where I'm at in Texas, but it is absolutely frigid here. It is cold. So I'm going to need a couple things here. We're definitely going to need power. No question about that. But I kind of wonder if I should just use ender gates for everything. And then I'm also going to need probably some sort of a hookup to my ME system. I wish. I called my parents and they were talking about how much snow they got and how pretty it was there. And I'm in a part of Texas that is too hot for snow. And so instead we got dreary rain and drizzle. And then it froze. And so we've got ice. And it's gross. Oh, yeah, been grinding productive bees and all the modium alloy. Nice. That's awesome. I did some with productive bees. We also have gotten a lot of the alloy created, but a lot of what I've been doing is working on figuring out ways to optimize your potion filters for the infusion pylon. That's been a big thing of what I'm doing. Yo, thanks for the subscription. I appreciate it. But now we're going to be working on Mekanism and what all we have to do with that. So ultimately what we're looking at is the antimatter pellets. And this is going to be like a whole process of how to get back down to everything. Snow in the morning, it turned into rain, there's ice. Yeah, it's ice everywhere. It's gross. It's just really gross and icy and not fun. But that is what it is. Okay, so for the pressurized reaction chamber, let's go back to the quest line and see what I'm supposed to make out of that. Enrich your items. So this is just for creating some enriched diamonds and stuff. Pressurized reaction chamber is just the better version of that, which I should make one to get it in my inventory. Enrichment chamber. We're going to make one of those. We'll start it up. And I'm only making this so that I can get the achievement for it. Because now we got all of these. Collect all of it. Electrolytic separator. Make that one next. I know a lot of this I'm going to have to make more of once I go to start automating antimatter pellets. Also, if anybody happens to have like a guide for how many of each thing and what I need to make and what I should automate, get that full thing set up, I spent about an hour today looking around for any sort of simple guide that would explain to me exactly what I needed to make machine-wise and material-wise to fully automate everything for antimatter pellets. And I could not find one. So if you've got one, I'd be indebted. So I need osmium dust as well. We'll do that. That one allows it. Okay, so that should be auto crafting for the electrolytic separator. And I remember doing this stuff on all the mods 9. Most of that's pretty simple. Oh, I gotta actually find it in here. This is going to be like one of those blind leading the blind kind of things then, because to be honest, I remember some and I understand the concepts, but there's a lot that I don't know in this mod that I'm going to be figuring out as we go. But I did spend quite a bit of time trying to find some sort of like walk me through it kind of guide that's like, hey, to make antimatter pellets, set up this many of this machine and that many of that machine and automate it this way, and then you're good to go. Unfortunately, I couldn't find very much of that. But what I do know is that I can continue to make these machines, and then once we get to a point where we actually need something, like the chemical oxidizer is going to make it a lot easier to figure out what of these machines I need to actually start making. Purification chamber is going to be pretty easy. I just want to set up auto crafting for all of these things first, because that's going to make it a lot easier as we go back to add more of these. Purification chamber. Got it. And then a crusher I already have. So then biofuel. How do we make that? That is basically throwing anything into a crusher. I bet we can make the nice crushing factory too, and then throw some speed upgrades in it. And we certainly have enough essence to be able to optimize it as well. All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna work backwards here. I don't want to actually build it. I want to pattern it. There we go. Oh, I'm out of patterns. I wish you just kept this thing full based on your inventory. Okay, so back to crusher. Get the basic one. We should just use the normal one. Once again, we're going to put all of these into auto crafting because I don't want to have to mess with it. And then we are going to use the sink for water. I think that's the first thing we should probably get set up is the electrolytic separator. I think we put water in here and it splits it into oxygen and something else. I can't remember exactly what it splits it into, but I do remember that that is an important one to have. Let's see. Electrolytic separator. Let's just figure out what it's used for. Hey, how's it going? Electrolytic separator. What kind of stuff we got going here? So I can take in water. It'll give me hydrogen and oxygen. Shocker. H2O. That is... I think both of those are liquids, so we should be able to export both of those out as well. If I take this here, I'm going to need power. Let me grab... Oh, what are those things called? Oh, power ender... Gate. Do we just do one? And then we throw ultimate power cables underneath? Probably? Oh, no. Universal power cables. This is how we're gonna do it. One more. And then we're just gonna run it right here real quick. And then all I have to do, it lets me up, throw one of these down. How are we doing today? Now everything's got power, so I don't have to worry about that. I next need to get my item pipes. No, not item pipes, just normal pipes. Fluid pipes, that's what we're looking for. With an ultimate pipe upgrade, grab a pipe wrench. Slap it there, pull out of that. So that's going to be making us hydrogen and oxygen. And I want to import both of those into our ME system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a wireless connector, 2 of them, as well as our setup kit, and then some ME smart cables. We're going to use the dense ones, I think, probably. And we're going to have some normal ones as well. And then I need an import bus. Import. Modern industrial pipes are better. Is it enough that it will matter? That's the question. Because I have heard that as well, but I already had the fluid pipes. And I've never run into a situation where that was actually like a bottleneck for me. ME import. More pesky to make, but I feel that they're better. Gotcha. An import bus. Fluids are fine? Okay. Now, I have heard that the pipes can be very buggy for items. That's for sure. Item pipes for a few spots. Gotcha. That makes sense. That is exactly what I had heard as well. So what I want to do here is put this. Can I put it on top? It won't let me put it there. I hate how difficult it can be sometimes to get this stuff figured out perfectly. Bingo. And then all the acceleration cards. I want to set the config for items. Top is output. Can I output both? Surely. And then I should just have to hook this thing up. We're going to do... Oh, didn't mean to clear it. Grab it. For liquid, I find it's better. Item-wise, I believe pipes are faster with upgrades. That makes sense. That makes sense. I appreciate the subscription. Whoever just subscribed. I didn't look over quick enough to see it, but that does not mean I care less. We're going to probably... I don't know where to start putting these. There. No. I shift clicked instead of just clicking. Still getting used to wireless ME. So there's that. We're going to start with the dense cables. That way, just in case I need more, I can have it. And then we'll run that up, and that should import everything. Maybe. Unless they're both chemicals. Are they chemicals? Chemicals can't eject. Auto eject is not supported. Hey, Cheddar John Hall, what is make a sort RF beyond mechanism? I'm not actually using mechanism for that at all. I'm using power. Why can't it eject chemicals? Fluids? Oh, because it doesn't have chemicals? Auto eject is not manual eject. Is there an upgrade I need to put in here? Yeah, so what I'm using for power storage is these power ender cells. I have 3 trillion Fe stored up constantly. It took probably 2,000 nitro batteries to do that. And then I just have all my nitro reactors constantly be filled up from a chest. Oh, hot in cells. Wasn't that Pocahontas' dad? Yeah, the nitro ones are 2 billion, which got me up to 3 trillion, which is ridiculous. But I did it anyways. Chemical, so they're both chemicals. This should auto pull out, but that makes me, maybe I didn't make chemical items. So. How am I missing 8 osmium? Do I have osmium seeds? Ugh. I don't. That's gross. I need to actually automate that. Otherwise, I got to do this, and this is gross. I think my problem right now is that I didn't make any actual like chemical cells for my ME system, and so it's trying to import something. Oh, no. Nitro ones are 2 billion. It's just that you can put more than one in a single ender cell. And so this thing's got like thousands of them in here because I auto crafted them all. And so I can store up to 3 trillion Fe. All right. So that should be all the osmium I need. Go back real quick. Make me chemical. I want 20 of those just in case, because I don't know how many of those I'm actually going to need. That could potentially take a little bit. So in the meantime, we may do some other stuff. I thought for sure I put some chemical cells in here. Was it just fluid? I may have just put fluid cells in here. That's good to know. I thought it was only one battery. No. Yeah, you could put a whole bunch of batteries in there. Store a whole ton of power. That's why I don't ever worry about power at all. Because all 40 of these reactors, like I think each one's making like 250,000 Fe per tick. And so you times that by 40 and then you store 3 trillion of it and then you'd never have to worry. Like that's basically where it's at. As soon as I get the chemical ones in there, I should be able to pull this out. It won't auto export, which I'm fine with. I don't care. But the import bus should still pull it out, from my understanding. And then hopefully with an infinite amount of water going in there, let's make some speed upgrades and see how fast we can make this. Speed upgrades. Going to install as many of those as we can. And because we're talking about it, I might as well make the energy upgrades as well. Like 20 of them ought to be plenty. Prefer a ton of thermal ones. Don't need to feed them anything. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely better. You're right. It takes a lot less automation for something that is completely automated and self-contained. But I already had the reactors, and plus I think it looks cool to have all those reactors just sort of stacked up there. Provides the feeling of like a factory kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm weird for that. But I've always gone that route because I enjoy it the most. All right, so there's that. We have 7 chemical storage cells done. Let's go throw a couple of them in real quick and see where we're at. See if that starts filling up. Whee! Hopefully that's importing now. It is not. Not enough room in output. Note, we are trying out industrial foregoing. Item transporters for items seems fast. Nice. Upgrades. I don't care about noise. Chemical config. Eject off input output. Oh, so this is items. Chemicals config. Output. Why can't it be both? Why can't I output both to the same side? Does anyone have any insight for me? I would like to output both chemicals to the top. But it's not letting me. How do we eject on? Do I just have to slap another ME import bus on here? If so, I feel like that's kind of dumb. Is that not? Surely it should have the ability to output more than one thing to a side. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something there. Find that connecting pipes to mechanism machines gets buggy. Try to break and replace the machine. Well, it's just not, it's not an option in the config is what I was saying. ME import. And all of the import stuff is all through AE2 anyways. What I'm saying is I can't set the top to anything other than none, output 1 or output 2. Like it can't be a both output kind of thing. So we're just going to make that output 1. This guy is going to be output 2. And that should just keep it empty. And all of those chemicals should go straight into our ME system. See if we can find them. And it should make them all indefinitely, so we should have more than enough of all of them. As long as I made enough storage to store them all. Yeah, those are going to go up pretty quick. All right. Chemical. I want to make sure I get the rest of these in there just so we know we have enough storage for all the chemicals we're going to be making. Perfect. All right, so what's next for Mekanism? We got through a lot of that. All right, tier 2 ore factory. I could care less. Biofuel we need to automate. I just have to figure out what I want to output to a crusher. Also, I think we got the... Did we get the highest tier crusher made, or did we just set up stuff for it? I think we just set up the stuff for it. Let's go ahead and make the crusher. That one. Start it up. That'll take a little bit to actually make. But once we have it, we should be able to auto-craft something using all of our nature's essence that we can throw through here. Get a whole ton of biofuel. Let's see. I mean, it is literally anything. And most things give us 5. Anybody have any thoughts on what would be best to throw through a crusher to try to get biofuel? Like, I'm sure there's like an optimal item. I just don't know what it is. What if we did cactus? I'll give you 4. I wish AE2 was simpler. I've tried for too many days to get it to work. It just turns me off from... Well, that's unfortunate. I'm glad. What issues are you having with AE2? I love it. It's probably like my second favorite mod in the pack. I definitely see how it's complicated. Especially compared to something like refined storage or something like that. But personally, I really enjoy it. All right, we gotta find what we need for biofuel. Biofuel is not there. There it is. Okay. You just make something simple that we can make a lot of. Can we do pumpkins? Yes, we can. So I want to create a pattern for biofuel using pumpkins. And then I want to create a pumpkin pattern as well. That actually is not the pattern I wanted at all. Let me throw that back. Because I don't need it to know how to make biofuel. I'm going to do that on my own. I need it to make me a ridiculous amount of pumpkins really quickly. Which this guy will do. Have you used Just Dire Things? I have used some of the Just Dire Things, yes. All right, 200k pumpkins ought to be enough. See how many we ended with. Yeah, 260k pumpkins is probably enough for now. I can't imagine myself using too many more than that. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we do. The Eclipse Paxel is great. Eclipse Alloy Paxel. Yeah. Yep. No, there's a lot of stuff that these things can do. I haven't gotten too far into it. Time Wand is incredible. However, I have chosen to avoid using it as much as possible. I will probably end up using it. But I have not done too much with Just Dire Things yet. Outside of a couple things, like I use the experience holder and maybe a couple of things here and there. I can't remember right now. All right, so we got I think our crusher's finished. Crusher, yes it is. I do need ultimate universal cables, ultimate universal cables, because I need to run this thing a little bit farther. So we put all that back right there. Crushing factory. So this thing is going to be cool, especially once I provide it a whole bunch of speed. Make me more of those. And energy upgrades. Should be more than enough. Put those in here. Put those in there. I'll check the Discord. I've tried using the guidebook they put in the pack with the examples, but I build them and nothing works. Well, that's unfortunate. Insta break on and off. Hey, that's cool too. I enjoy AE2. So if there's any like specific questions you have or anything in particular that you're not able to get to work, let me know and I could probably figure out what's going on. I'm gonna need 2 here actually, because I need an import and an export bus. I've got the export. Make me an import bus. And then we're going to be importing from the top with mass acceleration. And we are going to make sure energy, I don't care, transporter, config. I don't even know what that is. I don't care about auto sort. Input. Back. Where's the back? Back is output. This is energy. Surely you should have recognized that. Export bus. I hate to step up. There we go. The export bus is also going to get max acceleration. All right. So now, gotta grab a pumpkin. And I think all I should have to do from here, fill this thing the other way around. Oh, which means I got to switch the config too, because I did that backwards. That's output. That's input. Nope. That's input. Should put a whole bunch of pumpkins in here and it should convert all of those pumpkins into biofuel. That is as fast as it goes with the nicest crushing factory and all of the upgrades. That's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. But we got it. It's automated. It should basically be infinite. Like as infinite as you could really get it. And then I know we need the biofuel to make our HPDE pellets. So we got biofuel. Let me grab a biofuel real quick from here. Throw it in our inventory. There we go. You can take it back. I don't want it anymore. That's gonna make me keep it. All right, cool. We go back here. Accept it all. Substrate. water, hydrogen, and a pressurized chamber creates substrate. Pressurized reaction chamber. I need hydrogen, water, and biofuel. It's this, right? Pressurized reaction chamber. Going to be water. Doot, doot, doot. And then pull from there. And put an acceleration card in it. Water. Hydrogen, which we're making. So we can take... do a separate cable. Just in case. And we're going to import... take a grab. We're just going to make a whole bunch of import and export buses. Maybe like 40 of those. Because this is what we're going to have to pull it back in. But we're going to export our hydrogen into here. We need some of those too. So export. Right there. That export is going to be... here we go. Hydrogen. Hydrogen. Not liquid, just normal hydrogen. And then we also... oh, I gotta put acceleration cards on that one for sure. Perfect. We also needed to export biofuel. Nice. Then... upgrades. Those. Is that it? I think that should be all I can take anyways. It takes 6 of those. 6 of these. Upgrade it all the way. Oh, we're going to fill up pretty quick. Put that there. It's not what I wanted to do. Break that. Well, you know what? Sure. We'll roll with it. And then this is going to get acceleration cards. And then I just have to tell it that's output. Is he going to output everything? Or is that going to fill up? Do I need 2 outputs? Surely I don't need 2 outputs, right? Oh, I gotta do output for chemicals too. Okay, alright. Now we're rocking and rolling. Sweet. Alright. If you make the infinite... maybe so you don't need the sink. Okay, so... that's a great point. That seems so simple that I should have thought of because, you know, I have it. Yeah, so yeah, we're just gonna import bus there. Is it as fast? Hydraulic separator. Import bus, import bus. Oh, I put that in the wrong. Whoop. Whoopsies. Put that in the wrong spot. Oh wait, how am I pulling stuff out? Oh, both those are pulling stuff out, so I'm just putting the water in. I'd have to, yeah, okay, all right. We're just being dumb. Just give us a little bit to be dumb. We will figure it out momentarily, and then once we've stopped being dumb, we will seem smart again. I need an export bus. Right there. That export bus is going to need acceleration cards. I'm going to put water in it. I mean, it's as fast as it can go. Fast enough for this guy. Oh, it's working now. It balanced out a little bit. What apothec modifiers do you have look for on your gear? So the cool thing about the latest version of Apotheosis is it doesn't matter. If you create this guy, the augmenting table, right? Throw whatever you've got in there, and then just choose what you want. And you can just put whatever you want on there, and then use these sigils of enhancements. Just like upgrade it to whatever tier you want it to be. So in general, like, I don't care too much about extra hearts because I've got too much stuff that gives me extra hearts. I want my sword to do more damage. I hate that the pickaxe is a 3x3 area. That's really annoying. So I have this other one that's not. But it also gives me a bunch of fortune and other stuff that are really good perks of having it. So I don't know. It's some of those things, but nothing crazy. Okay, so I need to grab one of whatever those things are that we're making here. The substrates. Substrate. Throw it in my inventory so I get the achievement for it. I get an achievement for this, right? I gotta have 3? Give me a stack. Alright. See, that's a lot better. Switchable on and off is the way to go for that. I've got the substrate, HPDE pellets, oxygen, ethylene, and substrate in a pressurized reaction chamber will create HDPE. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. HDPE pellet. Okay, so I need another pressurized reaction chamber. It will go here. Pressurized. Are there upgrades to the... Nah, it's just the one. Oh, I've already got the pattern for it, so there's no reason to make another pattern. We'll just make the one. Start it. Are the machines that count towards channel... Are they only AE machines? So, for AE, the only ones that count towards channels are... There are certain devices. So, each one of these import buses takes a channel. Import and export bus takes a single channel. And then if you use the smart cables, you can see how many of those channels you're using. So I know this one's using 5, and then if you take the time, you can count them up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't know what I'm using the purification chamber for yet, but I'm sure it'll be something. But normal ME cables can do 8 channels. These dense ones can do 32. So I ran the dense to start off with so that we can have more channels available overall. Because I can get 32 channels out of one of those wireless connectors. Hopefully all of that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. We got pressurized reaction chamber. There's like 3 things I need to put in there, and then at least 1 thing I'm gonna have to pull out. We'll do that. I'm gonna need to export. Let's do export first. Figure out what all goes in there, and then I'm also gonna need to make the upgrades from Mekanism. What's up, Kelling? How are you? How's your day been? Mekanism. Oh, I meant to do at. What have you been up to? How's the UK? Mekanism. Where are the upgrades? There they are. I need like 100 of those. And 100 of these. I don't know how fast it's going to make them, but we're going to add them in here anyways. Oh, it can take 8. What was that last one I set up? Energy has all 8. This one was the one that didn't. 6 of 8. We'll throw the last 2 in there. Now it's got 8 of 8. For this, what all did we need to export for the... What was it? It's been good playing Rocket League. Do it for a little on disc. Okay, it's cold and icy. Dude, I'm doing great. It is cold and dreary and icy here as well. HDPE pellets. But it's been a good day nonetheless. I need oxygen, liquid ethylene, and then substrate. But yeah, it was a good day. I had a really good day overall. And now I'm here doing this. There certainly is no complaining. So we need oxygen. It'd just be normal. Does it have to be liquid oxygen? I didn't check that. HDPE. I think it might have to be. No, just normal oxygen. Okay, liquid. What is it? Ethene? Ethene? I don't know how to say that right. I'm sure there's a word for it to make it sound right. Ethene. Yeah, liquid ethene. We'll put that in here. Do I have that or am I just getting normal? I'm getting normal, so I need to... How do I make liquid? Okay, so I got to set up one of these. All right. Next one, here we go. That is a... I don't want a rotor. Pressurized reaction chamber. Creates normal, but I want liquid condensating. Rotary condensator. Please tell me that's powered. Condensator. This guy, yeah, we're going to set up auto crafting for that. Easy enough. Whee! We got too many auto crafts going on. And I need condensator. One of those. Should be simple enough to make, but it may have to wait till all the speed upgrades are done. Yeah, because it needs 2 basic control circuits and this is hogging them all. Maybe. I don't know. That's good. I'm glad you had a good day. My work is getting really busy now and it's crazy. Well, that's not fun, making all those riot shields. I do need... That was the export bus. This one's going to be the import bus. Pull it all back in, and then I need to side config. Chemicals, input. Output is the back. But I don't remember. I think it's just items. Back is going to be output. And then I think it's either chemicals or a fluid that gets created. So we're just going to make sure anti-jacked. We'll see. All right, my rotary condensator is done. Ballistic. Yeah. Yeah, because our country's crazy and that's just what we need. All right, so I do need 2 more here. How many more channels? Not where I wanted that. Oh, that's the dense one. How many more channels does this guy have? That's 7 of 8, so it's not going to have room for this. So let me grab some more ME Smart cables. Make 20 of them. You're doing a 270 order for Brazil. That's crazy. They got a lot going on in Brazil, I guess. Let's see. Put it there, there, and that way. And just tie it in right up here. So this guy, we will need to import. We will need to export. But the export should be very simple. And hopefully the import's just as simple. Should just be that ethene, this stuff. We export that to there. That makes a beautiful noise. And then the input should just be anything. And it looks like the config is already set up good for that. They order them. Yeah, that makes sense. Upgrades. Let me grab these real quick. For this guy, I'm not interested. And then you pull them back. Pull them back, and that should be going really fast now. Didn't put these in here, so that should speed the import up. That should keep all of our ethene in liquid form for us to be able to import into here. And then the last thing was the H. Can you not get blue hearts from Warden Prediction anymore? I don't think so. Blue hearts, H-E-A-R-T, blue hearts. No, you have to make them. I got all of mine to max out my heart amulet just from my mob farm. So I'd create a mob farm and just let it run. How many hearts do I have? I still have like 85 miniature red hearts. So you can just set up the auto crafting for it all and it works just fine. Found your MA setup videos. Really appreciate the tips and series. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you found it helpful and appreciated it. That is 100% the goal. I need... What is that stuff? We just made it. Biofuel? That stuff. Need a load for the sword damage, though. The sword damage. The bobbly sword that damages someone. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, that checks out. Item. Items config. Top is input. Back is output. Should be exporting biofuel. Wait, is that not what goes in here? No, substrate. Biofuel doesn't go in there. I'm doing it wrong. I'm just being dumb. Can you use the red ones? Yeah, you can. So, like, if I wanted to make blue hearts, I've got the auto crafting set up, but I can show you. To make the miniature blue hearts, you just need a heart in the middle with the melted blue hearts, and you can make the melted blue from the melted green from the melted yellow. So it takes 9 reds to make a yellow, 9 yellows to make a green, 9 green to make a blue. Kind of expensive, but it's worth it when you can, like, I've got like 80k and you can just craft a whole bunch with them. So that's how I would do it. Yep, substrate. Got to keep my mind on track here. Substrate. This is what we need. Did we get the upgrades in here? We got some. Just those. Let's get the speed ones in here. And then tell this thing to also do that. And then import bus needs acceleration cards. Bingo. Look at us go. All right, so all of that is automated and sort of self-containing. From what I see, the only real limitation I'm going to have there is how many pumpkins I have. And I still have an absurd amount of those, and it's made 80k biofuel so far. So I'm not too worried about it. But eventually it will run out. I guess I could set it up in a requester to say always keep X amount of pumpkins. That's not a terrible idea. But I also don't think I'm going to care enough. I do want to grab some of the HDPE. I kind of. So I have it set up in one of these quantum crafters. And I just literally turned it on for a couple seconds and then turned it off. But like, if we look here, I've got 141k pumpkins. If I turn this on and then turn it off, I've got 255. But it makes a ridiculous amount for me very, very, very quickly. But with that out of the way, next we need the HDPE. Yeah, it's quick. Those quantum crafters are quick. HDPE. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Sheets. Enrichment chamber. I think I made it a nice one of this. Enrichment chamber. I did not, but we will make the nice one of these. So walk through all of these here. We're going to set up all the auto crafting for it. And then We'll make the nice one. We'll set it up. And we'll get our HDPE sheets going. Which should... Hopefully, I know that's a key core part of Mekanism, even having never really done too much with Mekanism before. But hopefully that helps us a little bit. So we'll make one of those real quick. We got our energy, we got our speed, we've got power for it. I've got room for probably one more here. Put that there, put that there. You get two. You got two advanced enriching factories. Yes. Oh, there's two patterns? You sure about that? You sure about that? I think I got the right ones. It's making it the right way, at least. I did already have one in the pattern provider. You saw two? You have two advanced enriching in the pattern provider. Check your pattern providers, not your available crafting, pattern providers. I see, I see, I see. No, you're right. You're right, I was wrong. I admit it. Good call. I don't know how I got in there. Did I make two of them just then? Because if so, that's kind of funny. But no, you were totally right. I totally missed that. All right, so we got the ultimate enriching factory for the pellets. HDPE sheets. I just have to put it in there. And that's it. Cool. Well, that's easy enough. Means I just need two channels for that. That is the wrong pipe. I need these guys. One there. We'll run it up and over. And then I need an import bus and an export bus. And we're going to add... Many of those go in. You misclicked. Kept chugging along. That sounds exactly like something I'd do. That checks out. All right, input. Export. I gotta grab the pellets. Should get that achievement now. Tell it to do that. So that should start chugging along. That should import. Does look like I'm gonna have to change the sides. That is output. Perfect. Okay. Do I need HPDE for anything else? HDPE? Or is it just pellets? Sheets, I guess. I guess there are rods. The pellet, yeah, no, the pellets just make that and rods. I don't even know what I need rods for. A pigment mixer is the only thing, well, other than a PLA stick, which is just a pipe wrench. I don't need rods for anything. Nope. So everything should be, because the sheets are what you actually, yeah, there's like 6 pages worth of crafting stuff that you need the sheets for. Yeah, that's a lot. But now we got all that going. I didn't want to do it, but we're gonna do it anyways. What's the upgrade called that makes all these things silent? Because it's kind of getting on my nerves. Just a little muffling upgrade. We're gonna make a muffling upgrade. Muffler, yep, muffling. That guy. Make a pattern. Throw the pattern in here. Replace the one slot that we missed with the other one. And 10 of those ought to be more than enough. Because I should just have to put one on, right? No way, it takes more than one. Yeah, okay. Did I ever use that for the purification chamber? I gotta figure out what that's used for, because I never used it for anything, but it made me make it. This is so much better. I thought we were just gonna tough it out and make it sound like a factory the whole time. You can shift right click direct. Oh. Dan, thank you. I had no idea. That's we're gonna do that real quick. Because shift right click. That's so much easier. Thank you. I appreciate that. Boink. Awesome. All right, nothing's gonna make any noise anymore. All right, so we've got those completely automated. Let's run back over to the quest line and see what's next after I put them into my inventory, so I actually get the achievement for them. Boys, we got to clean this up a little bit. There is too much crap hanging around here. We're just going to put it all back and we'll pull out what we need next, because I'm not sure really where this is headed. We got all of those in the achievements for them. Chemical injection chamber. What is that going to be used for? Heating up our brine production. Turns water into brine. Chemical infuser. I don't really care about ore factories. If you're like me, you probably get lost 55 times during these last few steps. It's a complicated system. The basic layout of your factory should be raw ore goes in your chemical dissolution. Yes. Why does that picture look so condensed? That is rough at best. How much do I care about this? For those of you who have gone through Mekanism, should I care about this at all? Or should I skip all of this and just book it and go take care of some Mekanism reactors? Because I'm feeling a lot like I don't care about that. All right. Good to know. I make too much ores. You see, I'm at the point, I've got the digital miner. You don't focus on the reactor. I think you need it more for antimatter pellet. I agree. That's kind of what I was thinking. I've got a digital miner. Whatever I need, I'm going to get. I may use a hammer on stuff. I may not. Who knows? But yeah, I really don't care about multiplying stuff at all. So, yeah, I don't care about that. In that case, basic tier. Is there anything else on this entire page that I care about? I don't. What does a chemical upgrade do? Yeah, I don't care. All right. So enough of that. Take a look at Mekanism React. Wow, that's zoomed in. All right, reactors. Start in the middle. Let's get through the checklist. One more has. Fissile fuel pulling into an import. Whoa. Are we starting with the big reactor? Where's our start? Where are we starting at before I start going crazy? The fission reactor. So this is our first one. Fission should be our first reactor, right? Why is there no clear start point here? What? That. In this, here we go. Why is that so hard to find? That's weird. Okay, anyways. Chemical crystallizer. We'll be using advanced mechanism machines, create powerful multi-block reactors, as well as advanced ways to create and store power. Don't care about that at all. That's what we care about. Antimatter pellets. Great. So, chemical crystallizer. I should have all that stuff. Let's make a pattern for chemical crystallizer, because I know I'm going to need a couple of those. Chemical. All right, which of the reactors that I'm going to make do I need to not build at my home? Injection, dissolution, crystallizer. Should have fluorite already. What are the odds I have fluorite essence? Find out. Shouldn't build any. No, because there's a couple of them that don't explode, right? Right? I thought there were a couple of them that were like relatively safe. You're telling me none of them are safe, and so I should build them all in the mining dimension? Use a hyperbox. Oh, this is the yeah, okay, all right, we'll do that. Fine. It's a bedrock cube that it's its own thing, and if stuff blows up, I don't have to worry about it, right? Chemical crystallizer. Get like, yeah, just make one. That's fine. We'll start there. All right, we'll do that. We'll do that. We're gonna set it here though. I'm pretty sure hyperbox name. Mech. In case stuff goes south. All right, save and enter. Yeah, okay. That is, yeah, it ought to be more than enough room. You like that? You like that name? I've done it before. Although Mods 9, I almost had everything set up perfectly, and I mistyped on whatever that last reactor is. I don't think it's the fission, maybe the fusion reactor. And this guy, that bad boy right there, misclicked on him. Was it that one? It's one of those two reactors. And I put an extra 0 in, and it instantly was like damaged through the roof and just blew up, and there was nuclear waste everywhere. And it was the worst. Yeah, so I hated that. So we're gonna not do that this time. Suiting up for a reactor. So I gotta, do I have to? How much is it gonna care? I kind of don't want to make hazmat suits. One on the left does this, so this one doesn't blow up. This one's safe, but this one blows up. I can't remember. All I know is I didn't like it, and I had to rebuild everything, and it kind of upset me a little bit. All right. Fission reactor casings. It's time to gather materials. Yeah, I did something similar in my Alabama. Yeah, it was pure sadness. I agree. I'm going to be honest. I kind of call it cheating, whatever, but we went back. We went to a backup that I had from like 10 minutes before it happened. It just shuts off. It is a pain to light up with lasers. That's right, because you have to shoot the lasers into it. I remember that now. All right. So, I guess you just kind of got to get started, I suppose. So, reactor. We're looking for these fission reactors. It said I needed 44 of these, right? Go ahead and make the patterns for this. And the pattern for the reactor ports. Logic adapter, fission fuel assembly, and control rod. How many of those do I need? $50 reactor glass. We'll start with those, I guess. Reactor glass. This thing, what is that? Enriched iron? Definitely don't have that or lead set up yet. Get lead probably that way easiest. And then enriched iron is going to go through metallurgic infuser. Enriched carbon. So it just needs coal iron. Yeah, not that. Try that again. Nope, I still want coal in there. All right, coal. Where is coal? It's so hard because it's dark. I'm also blind as a bat. I need coal. Coke, coal. There it is. Throw those two in there, you get this. Let's take That one goes there. The other one's going to be a chest, so we're just going to run it over to the enrichment chamber. It was an enrichment chamber, right? 90% sure it was. Anywho, let's try making the glass and see what happens. All right, reactor. Oh, I didn't put the actual things in yet. Hold up. Still being dumb. 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna make. It's I'm gonna double check this again. 44 casings, 50 glass. 44 casings, 50 glass. Reactor glass, 50. Casings, 44. Perfect. So we're going to start doing those. This one should be the safe one, right? So we can set that up here. Example circuit breaker. I should. That would be really cool. That's a good idea. I should do a series showing off the bases around my server. That would be pretty cool. I've seen a lot of pretty cool bases around the server. So it would be kind of fun. Honestly, it'd be kind of fun just so I could see them all. Why am I getting those? Oh, because I have them. All right, so all of my reactor stuff is done. Which is, I guess, both good and bad, because now I'm going to go build it. We're definitely doing it in here. So, what am I missing? Oh, I got to hold the chemical crystallizer thing. Chemical crystallizer, so that way I get that achievement. Thank you. Put it back in there. I don't care about doing that. Hopefully it's going to make me at least make the mechanism suit. So fission reactor building basics, 0% casings and glass. Decreased energy production. So does it show? So with the minimum outside side being 3, 4, build a 5x5 to start with. The edges of the outer shell must be made out of fission reactor casings, while the faces can either be made out of casings or reactor glass, reactor ports, reactor logic steps. We'll get to those later. For now, build a basic 5x5x5 fission reactor. All right, that seems simple enough. 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like team. Oh, like the team ones that are here? Because I have seen that there are a lot of team bases. And that would be pretty sick. All right, so it's saying I can use reactor glass for the rest. Whoever suggested me make this in here is probably a genius, and I appreciate it. So thank you. You have potentially saved me a lot of anguish, and that is much appreciated. All right, all of that's in there. Next up on the quest line. Yep, thank you. Reactor, I don't care about that. Interfacing. Needs a minimum of 4 ports. So I'm going to need to make 1 port, 2 ports, 3 and 1 on the back. Does it? I don't think it matters. I'm going to put them all on the same side. Fission reactor ports, make 4 of them. And then I'm going to take one of these and pull it out of here. reactor glass. We're going to cover up the port that I made on this side because I don't care. Go 1. That's going to take forever. 2, 3, 4. Cool. So it says I need a minimum of 4 ports. Done. Interfacing. Inside, I need fuel control rods. So those are going to go in the middle. 1 to 15 blocks in height, depending on the size of the reactor. For this build, we'll put 2 fusion assemblies in the center of a multi-block and then put a control rod assembly right on top. Okay, so I need control rod, fission fuel assembly. Fission. Control rod assembly is going to be 1. And then fuel assembly. Yeah, the fuel rods I need 2 of. Get all that in here. We're going to make... Is why? Oh, because it's not technically. Okay. No, go back. I need 2 of those. Right? 2. And then... I think that's what it said, right? I'm putting 2... Yeah, so the control rod is below the glass. Then... Control rod. That one. One of those. Start it. Go back. Vision. And this. And then I'm going to break in. And then the glass, which I picked up but went back in here. Reactor. Reactor glass. Oh, and it works. Okay, so now I got to import stuff here. But I'm going to be careful and I'm going to read what I should import first. Got those down. I'm not super worried about failsafe. Fission reactor. Once you finish placing all of the required blocks on the reactor, it should give off red particles. Yes, it is. All right. On the left, you have 2 tanks. One for coolant, one for fissile fuel. On the right, you have one for nuclear waste and the other one for heated coolant. It will most likely be steam. Temperature bar will show you how hot the reactor is. After a certain temp, the reactor will start taking damage. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, that seems pretty simple. I'm not too worried about any of that. I do want to go back and see what all. So coolant input, coolant output, fissile fuel input. I don't have fissile fuel. And then waste output. How am I going to get fissile fuel? I got to figure out how to make that first. Fissile fuel. Ew. Oh, gross. Oh, that's right. This is that long, gigantic setup that I had to go through last time. To make this, which is a chemical imbuement chamber with other things that I have to make. That's going to be a pain. Decont liquid. Oh, so that's the opposite of the one we just made. Woohoo, that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, anyways. For now, what we can do, if we wanted to, I think I'm just going to use a sink in here. For water. We're going to input water using a fluid pipe. And I think we're going to output. Do I need the nuclear waste for anything? Should I worry about keeping that? I can't remember if that, I feel like it's not. Is that what I need to make the antimatter pellets? This is going to pull from there. Okay, so that is what I need to keep. Okay, I'll remember that. Temperature. Yeah, it's disabled. I want to keep it off. Yeah, I need it for antimatter. Okay, all right. We'll keep it. I was going to say I could literally just export it to a trash, which is kind of what I'm feeling like doing with the steam, because I don't want to make a steam reactor, because I don't need the power and I don't care. So let's grab a trash. I'm gonna make an ultimate trash can. I think energy trash can, fluid trash can, void liquids and gases. Yeah, let's do that. And then I need 2 ultimate pipe upgrades. Ultimate pipe upgrades. We're going to pipe come right out. Gotta make sure it's disconnected from that. And then where'd my trash can go? Oh, I made a pattern for it. I didn't actually make it. I'm so dumb. All right, throw that in there. Let's make the trash can. Trash can. We are gonna set it here. Disconnect it from that. Tell it to pull out of here. And then make sure I can filter it. Let's filter this just for steam. Make sure it's the Mekanism one. I don't know if it's liquid or not. So I'm going to add both. What the heck? It won't let me drag the other one. Why can I drag one but not the other? All right. Is it liquid steam that comes out? Water vapor. Coolant output. All right. Let's come back in here. Add water vapor. Is that the one? Yeah, it's... Won't let me drag that either. Well, this is going to put water in at an incredibly fast rate. And hopefully that one's not pulling it out. Shouldn't be. That's just stats. It doesn't... Why is there no configuration here? I feel like there should be at least a little bit of configuration. But apparently there's not. All right. We got 2 things handled there. We're going to need to find a way for sure to make the what is it? Fission fuel? Fizzle fuel? That stuff. Chemical oxidizer. How hard is this to make? Chemical injector, plutonium pellet with salt. That just reprocesses it, which is fine. But I think we're going to go through the process of actually making the fissile fluoride, whatever, from uranium hexafluoride, which is going to be a pain, and it's going to require a lot of different machines that I don't have yet. But I don't think is necessarily going to be too difficult. And then once I have it set up, I can bring my ME into here and have it dump. What was is the last thing power? And do I actually care about getting this power out? Waste output, coolant output, fissile fuel input, coolant input. I think I'm fine. All right, let's work on actually making fissile fuel. And we're going to probably work backwards on this because I feel like that might be easier. The other thing I'm going to do is probably create some room up here to have a second level for all my mechanism stuff. Because low-key, I'm kind of running out of room down there. But all this stuff down there is working really well. How close am I to the edge? Stop one too far, so we're just gonna cut off an extra line there. Oh, I didn't actually. All right. Second tier for Mekanism. I went just a little bit higher here. All right. Let's see. What did we want to end up with? This stuff, which means I need to figure out how to make that. We're going to have some patterns to make. Isotopic centrifuge is just a pattern. I didn't actually make the thing. I'm going to throw it in here. And then that is going to take uranium hexafluoride, which is a chemical infuser. Hexafluoric and uranium hexafluoride, uranium oxide. So I'm going to need a chemical infuser as well. I already have a thing for that chemical. I don't. So let's get a pattern going for a chemical infuser. And in the meantime, we are also going to cut a path here for all my power cables. We're going to try to do the same as last time where we got all of our inputs. I guess inputs are probably coming in from the front. But who really cares? Ultimate. I could make it reversed. That's a thought. Like where I actually work from the backside. Have to make a little more room over here. Get rid of all that real quick. All right. Clean enough for me for now. We're going to run these in here. And then I'm going to grab an ender whatever. Ender gate. Drop that on in there. Once we have the ender gate, we've got power. So now I can actually set up Mekanism. I missed the @ symbol. Where's my giant tower thing? I'm never going to be able to see it. What are the odds I remember what it's called? I don't. I have no idea. Fissile fuel. It is called an isotopic centrifuge. Isotopic centrifuge. We're going to make one of these. Do we know if there's any of these that I should make several of so that I can optimize my output of antimatter pellets? I feel like there probably are some that are more important than others. I guess I could just throw it all together and then see what's bottlenecking and work backwards from there. Probably the best option, honestly. What was that other thing we made? A chemical infuser? User. Ah, that's a metallurgic one. Chemical. Crystallizer. Infuser is what we were trying to make. Maybe we didn't make a pattern for it. It's probably, oh, pattern's still right here. Nope, I didn't make a pattern for it. Or I did make it and I never put it in. Could be that. I'm getting too sidetracked tonight. Like we're scatterbrained like nobody's business right now. But I know these are the last two things I need. And so if I can get them set up, we keep working backwards. Eventually, we'll have it all set up. So that one, I think I can run it all from my ME system too. What are the odds it can take inputs and outputs from anywhere? Let's go back to fissile fuel and figure out what else. Fissile. All right, make the uranium hexafluoride. You need those two things, which makes it. So I've got two paths to follow here. Hydrofluoric acid from liquid. Chemical dissolution of sulfuric acid with fluorite. Sulfuric acid is just sulfur. Is water vapor. Can I just use sulfur? Can I just literally item to chemical? Purification chamber. Use a purification chamber for that. Okay. Honestly, it looks like I can use just about anything for that. I need to set up sulfur though. That is what I'm seeing here. Sulfur is going to be a key ingredient to making this work. I have some of it, but we do not have it automated. So let's go ahead. Set up some sulfur seeds. So that way I have it completely automated and I don't have to worry about it. Did dripstones with lava end up working yet? I never got it to work. No. I think I may have had it too far up. But I did not ever get it to work. Instead, I just went the route of picking up a whole bunch of it and shoving it in my ME system. And because all of the crafting ingredients that you use it for don't take a lot of it, I didn't have to worry about it too much. Yeah, no problem. I'm sure there's some way to do it. I'm just not sure what that way is. All right, sulfur. Let's make... I don't know, what do we think? We make 5 of these seeds? Surely that's plenty, right? I just gotta go find a place to put them. Come on. I hate the step up thing. It's not letting me go down. Let me go down. Thank you. I should be able to reach 5 Inferium from here, which means I can plant all of my new sulfur seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll probably do the one I'm standing on. 5. Isn't it awesome that I can just say, hey, I want these seeds after making a pattern and it just makes them for me? I'm going to have to bring something over here to get rid of this guy. The fact that they just keep spawning here is kind of annoying. All right, so that's going to constantly give me sulfur. I am going to set up auto crafting to make the sulfur from the sulfur seeds. Or from the sulfur essence. Because I want it to always just constantly be sulfur. That didn't work very well. It's also not that. Okay. How about that? Oh, it's also not even on the right thing. There we go. So come in, that one doesn't have. We're making another quantum crafter. Quantum crafter. I don't know if you guys have messed with these yet, but these quantum crafters are the coolest thing ever. They basically instantly will process whatever essence you have and or need. And it's awesome. So I'm just continuing to throw them down. And so now every bit of that sulfur essence I get, regardless of how quickly I get it, is all going to be turned into actual sulfur that I can use. And then in order to turn that into whatever the sulfuric acid is, you haven't got them yet? Highly would recommend them. Especially for like... Here, I'll show this one off real quick. I don't know if y'all saw this the other day. I have 1 million Inferium Essence right now. I'm a little over 1 million. And if I turn on all of my crafting to get it all the way to Insanium, it literally is processing through maybe 1,000 a second. Maybe more than that. And so within the course of like a few minutes, it's going to go through the full 1 million Inferium Essence that I have here and turn it all into Insanium. Not that I need that much Insanium, but it's cool that it'll do that for me automatically. I tend to have it off though, because in order to make seeds or anything else you need the Inferium Essence for, you're going to have some of it. All right, so let's look back at sulfuric acid, I believe is what we're trying to make, which is taking the sulfur and running it through a purification chamber. Do I have one of those? Purification, I do not. So we make one. Actually, I do think I have one down there. Also, kind of want to make the nice one. I've been making the nice one for the rest of these, so I might as well, right? All right, green one, red one, blue one, purple one. I'm gonna throw all 4 of those patterns in here. I think I got all 4 of those right this time. I don't think I got any second copies of any of those. And then we're gonna make one of those, start it up. So then, yeah, you guys don't have to call me out this time for being dumb. I got it. We're good. Nothing like a little self-deprecation, right? That's going to finish up making that, and then to make our... So that is going to make just normal sulfuric acid. So then we got to figure out the rest of the steps to get that sulfuric acid into whatever we're actually trying to get it to. Sulfuric acid, that should be up here somewhere. Sulfuric acid goes into here. I think it's with fluorite, right? Am I remembering that correctly? Ooh. Yeah, to make the hydrofluoric acid. That's what we need to do with it. That means I got to automate fluorite too. I wasn't even thinking about that. Man, that's going to be a lot. Okay. We got this. So we'll start step 1, right? Put it right there. I need to run ME smart cables. Need like 100 more of those. And then also I need my import and my export buses. We're going to take a lead off the thick cable. We're going to run it over here, right there, and also come up over the top. All right, so then purifying factory, we're going to import one thing and export one thing. Let's do that. Gotta get on top of it. The only thing that should have to worry about is sulfur. And then it's got power and everything. That should be it. I do need acceleration cards. And I'm gonna need a lot more of those. Acceleration cards, dump them in there. So then I gotta set up. Care about chemicals. Where's the item one? Item config. Top is input. Top should be input. And then the front would be importing back, which should be output. But it's not accepting anything. It's got power. I do need to add the upgrades to it, but that's not why it's not working. We'll grab those. Throw it in here. Does it take sulfur? You're telling me it doesn't take sulfur? Uh-oh. So, sulfuric acid. Mm-hmm. Item to chemical. Oh, do I have to put a chemical upgrade on it? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. This may be me. I may just be being dumb. Chemical upgrade. There's an upgrade that I saw early. This guy. I want to make a pattern for it. And then I think I need 8 of them. Is the max that I saw earlier? Start that up. We're going to throw these in there, and then I think it should have a chemical bar on there, which should allow it to turn the sulfur into sulfuric acid. I hope. It does accept chemical upgrades. Eject is on. Chemicals. Yeah, I don't. Items, top is input. That is correct, but it still just doesn't accept sulfur at all. Increases efficiency of chemical using material or machinery. Oh, so that's not even, I don't even care about that. It doesn't use chemicals anyways. And I want to uninstall them all. Give me it all back. Okay. What on earth could be keeping that? Import bus is pulling back. Export bus is sending to. It's told to send sulfur. It's got a channel. It's plugged in. It's plugged into the dense cable as well, so it's not overloaded. This thing just won't take sulfur. We're going to go back 2 steps. Sulfur. Does it have to be the base machine and not the factory version? Okay, that's not a... Possibly. But when I went to look at how to make sulfuric acid, it says items to chemical. And it lists all of these machines over here on the right, which includes the ultimate purifying factory. So unless it just, like, that functionality got turned off, maybe? Or the only way to do it is the top face an input or an extra? Well, that's a good question. It's told to be an input. All right, we could switch it around. Input, output, energy, extra. That's an input, which is the export bus, so it should be accept, but like I can't even manually put it in there. Sulfur has to be extra. Well, I can't even, maybe. Let's see. Extra. I got nothing. Auto sorts off. That's weird, right? It should be working. That it looks right. At all. Okay, well, why is it listed? I'm not going crazy, right? It's listed there. Oh. In my experience, item to gas is always weird. Yeah, it definitely seems like it's being that way. Is there one that would for sure do this? Because I'm not seeing another way to get it, really. Like, I kind of have to have... It's the second tab machine. This chemical infuser? Oh, okay, so I've got more things to make. Okay, so water into water vapor. Decondensating. Okay, I can do that. And then sulfuric trioxide. Oxygen, sulfur trioxide, sulfur so sulfur dioxide, how do we chemical oxidize sulfur dioxide? Oh. Okay, so I just need to swap this machine and then we got a whole bigger process to work through. This is so gross. It's so gross. No, this isn't for the ore multiplication. This is because we have to have antimatter pellets in order to get the ATM star. So I'm trying to get all of this automated and set up already so that I don't have to go through this and do like more work later. I'd rather do it up front, get it done, leave it and let it run, do its thing, right? And then just have antimatter pellets. I don't even care about the power or fuel at all. The only thing I need is antimatter pellets. But unfortunately, because Mekanism is a pain in the boo-hiney, I gotta go through so much stuff. Yes, I need sulfuric acid for the fissile fuel. That is correct. That is 100% correct. Which it looks like I'm gonna have to use it's not the chemical infuser, is it? Fissile fuel is like 7 machines, I think. Oh, it's looking like a lot more than that. Then you got to make a fission reactor, and and the supercritical phase shifter. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's going to be a whole thing, that's for sure. Chemical oxidizer, I think, was the one that we were looking at. Oh, it does have a guide. It's got a guide in here, but it tells you, hey, add fissile fuel, but not, hey, here's how to make fissile fuel. From what I saw, at least, unless I just completely missed something. But like, that's just ore dupes, and that's really about it. Because there's only 2 mechanisms? Yeah, just 2 mechanism tabs. But yeah, I know, it's kind of garbo. It's fine now. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're going to be fine. I need to make a new pattern. We're going to make that pattern for the chemical oxidizer. We're going to use the chemical oxidizer to turn our sulfur into, I think it's just sulfur oxide now. And then we've got to do a whole bunch more steps. Turn it into a lot of other things. Get to wear our chemist hat today. I mean, unless I've just totally missed it, right? I don't see it though. Is it like under the ATM star one? Because all that's here is, hey, you have to have antimatter pellets. I don't even see that here. I take it back. Should be in mechanism reactors. That's all it's here. No, it's all good. But there's not a full, well, okay, there's some of it for sulfuric acid, but this is to get to fissile fuel. Okay, it's just after fissile fuel. Overwhelmed with everything you need to make it. So make it one step at a time. All boils down to uranium hexafluoride. To do this, let's focus on these 2 gases. Hydrofluoric acid, uranium oxide. All right, we found it. Thank you. We did find it. Yeah. Okay. Sulfuric acid, hydrofluoric acid. Yeah, so that's not going to be bad. We just got to start with a different machine. Break that one. Get me chemical oxidizer still making. Available 3 crafting. What else is taking them? Or is it not able to because I put other stuff in here? Also, which one is it? This one? Not have enough redstone? Let's see. You running through OBS or Streamlabs? I use OBS. Simply because I find it easier and there's more. That is not what I wanted. More random stuff I can do with it. What are the odds we catch redstone here? Yeah. Alright, give me a bunch of redstone. Dump it in there. Alright, chemical oxidizer. Let the fun commence. Yeah, sure.
They're fun. I don't know who this is fun to. This is literally my least favorite part of making an all the mod star. Just so we're all clear on that. This is my least favorite part. And obviously it just starts working perfectly right away. I do need to make sure chemicals top output. That is not the output. Chemicals front output for sure. Chemicals front is the output, not that. That should keep this thing empty. That's accelerated. That's accelerated. We need the speed upgrades in here and the energy upgrades. I was asking because Streamlabs doesn't give me the option to go through YouTube. Yeah, OBS does, and it works pretty well. YouTube just as in general as like a streaming platform from the streamer side is not as great, but it is what it is. I don't mind building machines and reactors, but waiting for the antimatter is a pain. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of what, like, the progression of it is fun, right? Like you're building a bunch of stuff and that's interesting, yada, yada. But it just sometimes it's so complicated and takes so many machines that it just kind of sucks the fun out of it a little bit. For me, personally. All right, I've got sulfur dioxide now. Sulfuric. Is YouTube the only place to stream? Yeah, pretty much. I used to stream on Twitch and I have streamed on Kick before, but pretty much YouTube's the only place I stream now. So we're going to take the sulfur dioxide, combine it with oxygen to make sulfur trioxide in a chemical infuser. You're not confused. You're not paying attention. Put that there. I need an export bus. We are going to export. Make sure that the front is input. For chemicals, I need to tell this thing to export sulfur dioxide and oxygen was the other one. Liquid, we're going to take normal oxygen, throw it in there. That in there. What we got? Oh, that's going to be extra, isn't it? Don't tell me I got to do multiple. That's such a pain. It's such a pain. I have to take an entire another channel because this thing isn't smart enough to figure out that possibly, perchance, I might want to do multiple things at once. So oxygen is extra. Sulfur dioxide is going to be this one. Sulfur dioxide. Add my acceleration cards. I'm going to grab more of those. And then that's still running through it. I need to add my upgrades here. And then I got to export this stuff as well, apparently. Export bus. That's going to get a whole bunch of acceleration as well. And then make sure this thing knows top output. Chemicals config top output. This is a chemical, right? Or is it a liquid? I gotta go through the other config. Items, energy, chemicals, eject on, output top. Import. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Ignore me, please. I put the wrong. Yep, you're right. You're right. You're right. There's no way. There's no way I did it twice. There's no. Give me that. Put those in there. Ignore me. Okay. So that's going to make all of our sulfur trioxide as this thing makes all the rest of it. And it should basically be maxed out in speed. So if all of that's maxed out, let's see what we do with sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide. That's how you make it. What do you use it with? Water vapor. Sulfur trioxide makes our sulfuric acid that we need. Okay. The water vapor decondensating. So I need another rotary condensator. One of these guys. We're going to set it up with water. I'm going to have to figure out how to flip it that way. And then I need to import stuff to it. How many lanes we taking up there? 5 out of 8. 6, 7. I'm probably just taking 2 here. Should be fine. All right, import bus. No. Why? There we go. Import bus there. We're going to throw the acceleration cards in. I need an export bus on this side. This is going to export water. Whee! And that is going to turn it into water vapor. Very quickly. And then it looks like importing is already working. I guess. I guess it's pulling it in. Sweet. Okay. So we got the water vapor now. So what was that last thing we need to make? How many channels? We got 7 out of 8, so we're not going to use any more on that one. The last thing we needed for sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, this guy. So we got that, we got this. So I need to make a chemical infuser and put both of those into here. Chemical infuser. And then I need to import the 2 things that we just made into there. And then finally we'll have our sulfuric acid after 8 years. All right, we'll put that there. Grab some new cables. Run them up here. I'm going to need to do a double-sided thing here, and then also the one that goes on top. We're going to need 2 exports and 1 import. We're going to import from the top. I did on that one. I did on that one. Okay. Making sure I accelerated everything. And then we're going to export to this 2 different things. Back all those up. I need acceleration cards on everything. And then this guy's going to get its energy and speed upgrades. And then after that, I need to tell this export bus to do water vapor, and this export bus to do sulfuric trioxide. I think. Go away. So that one has water vapor. I need. That's output. This is going to be input 1. We did it. We did it. We just have to tell it to output here. Oh, that does feel good. I just want y'all to know that feels good, because this is not something I enjoy and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But now that everything literally is automated, that is a huge step in the right direction, at least.
I know next up, we got to figure out whatever we do with that sulfuric acid. I'm pretty sure. Let's go back to fissile fuel real quick. Fissile. Okay. I guess so. I guess it wasn't really that bad. Maybe I'm just being dramatic. That's probably what it is. I'm probably just dramatic. So I need sulfuric acid with fluorite to make hydrofluoric acid. Chemical dissolution chamber. Chemical crystallizer. Chemical dissolution chamber. Gonna make ourselves a little pattern for that one. And get him crafting up. Yeah, honestly, it's not nearly as bad this time. So what I did last time, just to also, well, I'm thinking about it, sound upgrades, muffler or whatever. Chemical dissolution chamber, we'll tell it to start making one of those. And then muffler. We another 10 of those. And then we said I could shift click them. Perfect. Also, we're going to go ahead and do those. What I did last time was I actually tied all of these machines together, and I forgot that they can have upgrades on them. So I didn't upgrade the speed of anything, and everything was like intertied between each other. Yes, that. Exactly that. I just tied all the machines together. And so this time doing with ME, where everything just goes in and out, and I don't have to worry about like the geographic location of each machine being next to each other and feeding into the next one. This is so much better. Like so much better. Because now I just get to tell it, hey, go get that thing and do the thing with it. And I don't have to worry about like it actually doing that. Or like being close enough to it or running pipes to it and making sure, you know, that the pipes aren't connecting to the wrong things. A lot better. A lot better. All right, so for this guy, I'm going to need to automate fluorite. Don't let me forget that. We're going to put this here. And we're going to put sulfuric acid and fluorite there. And then I guess I just need 2. So we're going to run another one up. Actually, I don't want it there. I'm doing everything else here and it's going to bug me. Because now I know where each individual machine is. All right, so for the export, we said we needed fluorite. I don't know how we spell them. Nope. FLFUO. Yeah. Fluorite. Acceleration cards. If you just keep the machines all connected. Yeah, you're right. You probably can. But that seems like an absolute hassle and a half. All right, export bus there. This one's going to have to be sulfuric dioxide or sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. Also add the acceleration cards. And it's working. Beautiful. Does this have acceleration? It does. This one gets it, and that's going to pull it back in. I will have to set up, it looks like. Top is going to be output. That was for items. I want chemical. It's all coming together. Fluorite has mystical agriculture seeds. Oh, does it now? Fluorite. Yeah. Oh. Haha. Joke's on them. I already have it. Double check, is this the right? Yeah, it's the right one. All right, so now what we have to do, come in here to our pattern encoding terminal. We do this. We take this guy over to our quantum crafter so that I always have fluorite because I'm not using fluorite for anything else. Why on earth would I? That's going to make us like 14 million fluorite. Also, some machines are really slow, so you might need multiple of them. Even with speed upgrades, and even if I just leave it, Because I'm going to be honest, I don't want to have to go through and figure out how to set up more of these. Yeah, okay. I've seen some of them where they're like making 8 antimatter pellets every minute, or antimatter pellet every 8 minutes or something like that. And it's they've got like stacks of these machines, and it's constantly feeding everything into them. So I've seen it before, but that doesn't really surprise me. Still not optimal. But hydrofluoric acid, so for fissile, fuel, make the uranium hexafluoride. We've got half of it. We got half of it. And now we just have to make the uranium oxide, which I guarantee is going to be a pain. The condensator, liquid uranium, condensating. Okay, so I basically just take uranium and enrich it and then feed it. That's like 2 machines. Yeah, that's so easy. Uranium. I have an enrichment chamber. I have several of them. There's no way that one's going to be used for sulfur. That's an oxidizer. That's not it. This one is never going to be full, I don't think. What if I also exported uranium out to here after, of course, making uranium seeds? Uranium. Surely they've got seeds. Yeah, okay. We're definitely going to make seeds. Hey man, I know you might not know, but I'm pretty sure you're sponsored by Berry Bat right now, and I have a quick question. Yeah, so I have worked with them. It is more of an affiliate type thing where I get a kickback for everybody that signs up using my codes, and you guys get to pay less because you use my codes. But yeah, I'm down for whatever questions you got. I do have the owner's contact information because it was my first sponsorship I ever did, and I wanted to make sure that I actually believed in the company before I did it. Let's see here. Processing pattern. I'll take that one out. We'll throw these in here. Let's make another 5 uranium seed. Seed. Ooh, I'm just showing crafted. Craftable. Earth. Vibrant. Dye. What color is uranium? There it is. Okay. Give me like 5 of those. Missing uranium ingot. Stop it. Number of items. Show me all of it. Give me all the raw uranium. We'll put it in there. We'll be good to go. Yeah, whatever question you got, hit me with it. Just general server info. I'm new to this, but I have a server from the free trial. When that ran out, I bought one, and I made a second server, but my world isn't on there. Is there any way to transfer worlds to another server? I've never had it run out. I don't know if you still have access to it. If you still have access to it or have like a backup of it, yes, there is. I'm pretty sure the way that works is like there's some automated cleanup that happens once it runs out that just deletes everything. I could be wrong. You're more than welcome to. I would put a ticket in and ask them. If you can get a copy of the world, then there is definitely a way to upload that and import it. But outside of having an actual copy of it, I don't know if there's a way to do that. Because they do have like file import functions where you could put all of your, your world file into a zip folder and then upload it and then extract it once you're inside of the file explorer part. And then that will allow you to actually get your old world. I do that a lot with the server that I host with them. It's not this one. This one I have on a computer at my home, but I have one for my friends that we hosted for a while. And whenever I wanted to update, I'd just
throw a zip file up there with the new stuff and then delete the old stuff and move the new stuff in. Pretty simple. That was 2 or 3. Should have been 3. You're getting pretty close there. Fly over here. Let's figure out where we want to put these. Be still mostly inferium to right here. Let me grab. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Grab me some seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it's possible. This coordinate just a bit. By the way, your tutorials are the best. I learned a lot from you. Thanks for the info. Yeah. I am glad that you find it helpful. That is entirely the goal. All right, so we got uranium going now. So I should be able to take whatever uranium essence I get. We're going to make a pattern for it for sure. Nope, go back. Crafting pattern. It should just be 3 across. If it's not, then it's the whole thing. We'll make a pattern for that. Bring it over to the quantum crafter. And then turn it on. And then we're going to tell all of the uranium to also go the enriching factory. We'll grab one of those so that we can filter it. Bingo. Sweet. So that's going to make us a whole bunch of yellow cake uranium. They also have a way on their website to actually submit a ticket. Like they have a whole full ticketing system. Discord's probably quicker. But I just figured I'd throw that out there just in case. So uranium. We're looking to make uranium oxide using, okay, so I just need a chemical oxidizer, yellow cake uranium, uranium oxide. Easy enough. By the way, I don't know how many chemical cells your AE has, but if it's not a lot, you might fill it with sulfur and vapor when you're out of uranium. I have 20 256Ks. And most of them haven't been touched yet. These are chemical storage, and then my fluid storage ones. That one's full, but it's because it's got a bunch of stuff in it. Most of those are pretty empty too. Yeah, I was thinking I would be fine. I made enough where I thought I would be fine. But I appreciate you looking out for me just in case, because I wouldn't put it past myself to do something dumb like that and overfill stuff. So uranium oxide, I need a chemical oxidizer. That's the machine we're looking for. That one should be pretty quick, I would think. Got it. And then we were putting, why did it go that way? Whatever. I'm not even gonna care. Not gonna bother. Life's too short. That's 6 of 8 channels. So that should be all 8 of 8 there. Import bus. Top, export bus in the front. From the export bus, we are going to export our uranium. That stuff. And it's going to start working. The acceleration card's there. Add speed upgrades and energy upgrades. Put a muffler on it. And then tell it that the top is the output for all of it. Sweet. Okay, all right. Uranium oxide, but I don't think that's the last one. I think I need fissile fuel. I need, oh, it is. So then Yeah, but I've already got this one here is what I kind of what I was going for. Come on, just let me do, where did my frames go? Y'all seeing that? My frames dropped to like absolutely nothing for like 2 seconds there. All right, anywho, I'm gonna need at least 2 spots here. Oh, that's already got something there, so I'm gonna have to come over here. This one doesn't take upgrades? It better take upgrades. It does. Ooh. I was about to say. Oh, this one? The isotopic centrifuge? Okay, gotcha. So I should maybe set up several of those. All right, for this is exporting. I need 2 things exported. So one of them is going to be hydrofluoric acid. Hydrofluoric acid. Hydrofluoric acid. Acceleration cards. Well, except not that. Okay. The other one was sulfur something. Sulfur. No, it wasn't. It was this one. Whatever this makes. Uranium oxide. That's what we need. Oxide. Uranium oxide. Throw the acceleration cards in there. I need to tell input 2, input 1. Top needs to be output for chemicals, right? Does that not have acceleration? No, of course it doesn't. I think I've got it. Hey, that's awesome. I wasn't sure if they would have it. I've never had to run into that issue before, but I'm so glad that they did have it and that they're already getting the files to you. That's sick. If you need any help, I'm sure they'll show you how to upload it much better than I could, but if you want a simple explanation, I don't mind throwing that your way. All right, so we've got the uranium hexafluoride now. So now we just literally put that in here, right? So I take an export bus, throw it on there. I hope I don't run out of lanes. X should be this. And then that should go in there. Assuming it knows this is input. Yeah, it's going to shove it in there, but I need some acceleration for sure. And then I'm also going to have to find some way to get it out. Oh, it does take upgrades. Okay, also, I forgot about muffler upgrades for whatever thing that is. This one. Woo! Also, I appreciate you telling them that you came from me. I'm sure that helps me out somehow. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder how many other people they've got going for them, because they're a pretty small or smaller hosting company, but I'm sure one of these is going to be. I think it's the solar panel one that actually turns like plutonium pellets into something. But either way, I am more than happy to take speed and energy upgrades and throw it in there. So that way I don't have to worry about speed on this guy. I then just have to worry about actually exporting stuff. Because yeah, it's going to fill up. So Put that there. Give me an ME import bus. Put it there. And then acceleration cards. And then tell the import bus to be output. Dude. We got fissile fuel. We did it. That was a pain. I hated every second of it. Not really. It's fine. It's still one of my least favorite mods, but we did it. Oh. And that's working through it pretty quick, too. All right. I'm not going to worry about lighting up that thing today. I feel like that is more of an accomplishment than I even expected to get done today. So I'm going to call the stream there. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'm going to go get some dinner because I'm hungry and I haven't eaten yet. You guys are the best. Thank you guys also for Tordson for walking me through that, and for all of you guys for letting me like know that I should look at the quest line for it. Thank you guys. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I've got a really cool video, in my opinion, coming out on Saturday, so don't forget about that. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.